Man, we'll be on the topic forever, man, because we'll
That was
never
a
let
good
it
one.
go.
That was a good one.
We'll
We
never
almost got to
let
come
that.
back to that one.
Yeah, I think
We,
that needs
I got
to
some
be more
words for
discussed.
K.
well, I know we got we can come back to it because we got a thing for
Well,
it's the
Joe
month
said
with
we
fathers.
changing, so keep your words.
Yeah, and so the reason why is because a lot of these same topics is going to come back up in this very next subject. You see what I'm
Okay.
Oh,
saying?
oh.
Yeah, because in this very next subject, we're talking about the issue that fathers and stepfathers are having. And this is
Mm.
very large in the black community because we have a large number of stepfathers. Well, some other races do too, but in particular, we can see it ourselves, and so we see that you have fathers, and then you'll
Mm-hmm.
have stepfathers. Some of them would
Mm-hmm.
be in the home, some of them won't be in the home.
Mm-hmm.
Some of them have had extenuating circumstances, troubles, trials, and tribulations. Some of them
Mm-hmm.
haven't. They know exactly where their father is. They can pick up the phone, call him, FaceTime him, and he can meet them right after school if that's what's needed. But there's a gentleman that was discussing this stepfather dynamic and versus father dynamic, and he was trying to explain it to a young lady. And I thought the video was very good, and I wanted to make sure we could touch on it right quick. Do you have a little bit of that?
I do. Let's see what
Yeah,
we got.
go ahead and let him spit fire.
It's not a reason to try to replace him. I'm not in competition with that man to see who the better father is. I don't think it's appropriate that you tell your children it's okay to call me daddy. I'm not their father. They have an active father in their life who shows up on time every morning to pick them up for school, who's at every single game, and who never misses a birthday. It's not fair to that man for you to allow those kids to call me daddy. I want them to know I respect their father, and I want their father to know that I respect him as a father. He may not have what we have. He may not have a lot, but that doesn't take anything away from him as a man or as a father. So you need to respect that. You may not agree with everything that he does. He doesn't agree with everything you do. He's still their father. I can't take that away from that man, nor do I want to be in competition with him. I'm simply here to add value to their life and to respect you as a mother, him as a father. I'm not trying to take over anything. Just because
Okay. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Boom.
Okay.
That's a lot to kind of unpack in there, and that's why I wanted to make sure we open up this box because we need some of this that's in here to be discussed a little bit. Uh,
Ooh.
Erica, what do you think in particular? I know we're coming back to you right off the bat. Yep,
Got
coming
this.
to you right off the bat, Erica. What do you think in particular about what my man was saying about how fathers need to be respected and stepfathers should have their role too?
Okay, thank you, Joe, for that. I'm gonna be honest. I agree with the message, but not so much the messenger. I saw that earlier, and I felt like it was curated content. It was an authentic conversation. But even with that not being an authentic conversation, I do believe that that is a fact. However, growing up in a household where my biological dad was not active, what I will say is my stepdad was my everything. I would not call my stepdad by his first name. But when my dad would do things for me, when I got older, I would still reference my dad as my dad, but still reference, my stepdad by my dad as well. Um, and vice versa. My dad was married. He was married for 16 years. I would not run around calling her by her first name. And it's more so of just being polite. To me, it's not taken away from their title. They knew what was up. And to me, they knew who was there and they knew who did what. Um, and I would say, he's right. A dad, if he's an active dad and he's a great father, he should still be acknowledged. However, if the stepdad is just equally as great and in the household, he will also be acknowledged. We're not about to run around and call him Joe. You know what I'm saying? Oh, who got your school supplies, Joe? That's kind of we ain't gonna say stepdad. A lot of times people don't even say step. They don't even say I don't know. They don't say half. If you're somebody your sibling, you say that's my sister, my brother, no matter if it's half step, whatever. So, I mean, good message. Dad should be acknowledged all the way around.
Boom. Ed.
I would say that just in response to the last thing that he said, that just get creative with a name, because if that kid does have a father, then that's their dad. That's their dad. I'm not gonna me as a man that doesn't have children but grew up without my father in the home. I understand both spectrums of it. My mom never made me call a gentleman that was in her life father or dad, even though I never even had my dad. See what I'm saying? I'm coming from the angle of not even having a man there, period. But she never forced me to call another man dad. Or never said it was okay. There's certain things. I've been in relationships where I've dated women with children, and they called me Mr. E. I was perfectly fine with that because I made it clear to the mother and to the children, I'm not here to replace your dad. Bonus dad, yeah, I take on that role because that's what we're doing right now. That's where we are. But in no shape, form, or fashion am I here to replace your dad or force you to call me dad. So I agree with what the man was saying. And I think it's very noble of him to say that he respects the father for being the father. And I think it was also bold of him to tell his woman, like, hey, like, respect that man. Because most men, brothers, and this is something that we need to do also, we need to recognize when another brother is doing something right. Because sometimes the woman ain't always right. The mother is not always right in the situation. And she could be the one, she's the one you're dating, the one you loving on, all of that stuff. But when she wrong, be bold enough to tell her, like, okay, babe, you got to respect that man. That man trying to take care of his dad, his kids, but you not letting him. Let that man take care of his kids. Because guess what? At the end of the day, that's not my responsibility. I'm doing it because I love you. And I know that the kids are a part of you. So I'm doing it. But if that man is making a conscious effort to be there, to show up, no matter what he has, he's giving of himself. He's sacrificing for his kid. Let that man do that. Regardless of how you feel about him, let that man be in his children's life. So I think that was very bold and noble of him to say the things that he said.
Okay. Okay. Go ahead and give him the business.
Let Markell go.
No, Markell, he's got to finish it off because he might come back with the word. So.
Okay, well, I'm gonna tell y'all this, man, because I've been that guy too. Okay, so I can speak from experience.
Yeah.
And guess what? And for me, I was wise beyond my years because at the time I was 19, and I had a conversation with my then. I'm just gonna call them stepchildren, just so that we can have an understanding. Because listen, if they hear me call them stepchildren, listen,
They gonna go off on you.
they gonna have a whole problem. You hear me?
Yeah, even now.
I ain't even
Even
with that
now.
mama no more.
Even
And
now.
so what's up? So Dad, what's up? Like, we need to talk. Like, it's gonna be like that. It's gonna be a whole confrontation. So I'm saying that just to say, and I don't know if they even remember it, but I told them that, hey, you ain't gotta love me, but you're gonna respect me. And I understood even then that, it was just kind of it was something that no one had to tell me that, yo, you have a father. You have a father that does send his money. He sends some money. He gets you during the summer and on some holidays. So, yo, that's your father. And I'm not trying to be your dad. So you ain't got to love me, but you're gonna respect me. And eventually the respect turned into love. So I say all that just to say I've been that guy in that position. Like you said, I don't know anything about the messenger, but the message is on point, right? And I do believe that our women generally, generally, I do believe that our women need to take some time and not try to replace dad with
good dad.
replace any dad. Not even. It don't matter if he a raggedy dad. Don't try to replace him with a stepfather or someone that they perceive to be a better man than who they initially had, because that's not fair to the father of those children, right? Because now when you start replacing,
Listen at him. Listen at Pastor Markell. I hear him.
Because guess what? When it's all said and done, if I'm in the position of the father that's no longer in the home, I wouldn't want someone else trying to take my quote unquote place as the father.
But when you do things to make sure that doesn't happen?
Sometimes it don't matter what you do. Just like just got finished talking about when the woman leaves or when the divorce happens, everything falls on the man. Well, it seems as though y'all think that the court systems is working in our favor, and they don't on no level.
It has nothing to do with the court system.
It does, because guess what? If that woman is keeping them children from you, which I had that situation, guess what? You are a lot of times powerless, and unless you got the money of a Lil Wayne, a Tyrese, or Jeezy, or somebody like that, you don't have the resources, because a lot of your resources have been taken in order for you to go file the court paperwork to file contempt on the woman, that then ends up being at best a slap on the wrist. Nothing happens.
In fairness, we could talk about people who have money. We could look at Sierra, Russell Wilson. Baby Future calls Russell Wilson his father. They all have money. So I'm saying, like, if you're not doing nothing to be an active father, a positive influence, then what happens when a woman get married and move on. They both have money.
But we talking about replacing the father.
But I'm not. What I'm saying is,
can't replace nobody who's standing in their place. Point blank. Period. They ain't got to be there. I don't care. I don't care. I don't care. And the reason that I'm gonna say that, yeah, I'm standing on that. Like at the end of the day, you can't nothing be replaced. That's concrete.
I just want y'all to. I want to hear both of y'all points, because I didn't hear either of you all, because both of y'all was kind of talking. Go say that one more time.
You can say what you said.
Okay, go ahead, Kate.
You can't replace nobody.
You can't replace nobody that's there. Point blank. Period. I feel like everybody have these excuses when it comes to these type of situations, but a lot of times now, do I think that you should make your children call the bonus person dad or whatever? No, I think that comes by the developing of a relationship. Point blank. Period. Because guess what? I know plenty of people who got daddies who is around and all of that, and they still call him Steve. It had nothing to do with nothing else. That's what I'm saying. So I don't feel like, I feel like every situation warrants something different. But I'll stand, even before I say this precursor to any woman. You a foul woman when you will keep your children away from somebody based upon your experience and your feelings that you have based on y'all relationship. Because the truth of the matter is, you slept with that Negro. You did. Regardless of what it is. And the second that your baby breathed life into the world, you decided that whatever it was going to have to look like in order to give your child whatever sense of life or whatever that is, you decided to take that on. And I say that because, again, y'all know I'm very transparent about my own stuff. In the midst of everything that I went through with the older kid's dad, let me be very clear. Yes, he still was a daddy. None of those things. Even when I was pissed off, hurt, being disrespected, called out my name, like I'm talking about just completely mishandled. It still was, bruh, Tuesdays and Thursdays. Like, did it feel good when you standing outside saying things to me? No, it didn't. A lot of those things didn't do good. But guess what? I could even stand as a grown woman and say, even in my response, I wasn't the best even in my response because I'm hurt and I'm still letting you do these different things, but in different other situations, it's like, you know what, I'm good. I'm standing up. I'm standing on it. When if I would have put things in place in the beginning, I wouldn't have been in that place. So I just feel like you can't be mad and say, oh, well, she can't move on. No, let us be very clear how we're going to parent these children. And that's even in my own situation. I constantly say, I said this, you can go pull this up in Gwinnett County. I said this in court. He don't want us to be friends, but there's a level of friendship and understanding that we're going to have to raise these children. You ain't got to like me. I ain't asking you to love me, but there's a level of respect and natural human kindness that we got to do to make these children be able to be well balanced adults after all is said and done. And the issue is you letting your issues raise your children. And because of that, that's why you have an imbalance in your home. That's why your children is looking for somebody that'll give them what they mama not giving them and what their daddy not giving them. It's a level of adulting on a different level. Do it feel good? Y'all, I can tell you been there. It don't feel good. I'm talking about it's gut punching. It'll send you into a tizzy. But the fact is, it's necessary. And if we as parents got in a better place of saying, no, I didn't make the best decision. 5 minutes of this gave me a lifetime of this. But guess what? That 5 minutes was good enough that you decided to go your 9 months, 7 months, 3 months, whatever your duration of pregnancy was to bring that child into the world. It is your job. It is your listen, it's your charge to do a good job and to figure it out. That baby didn't ask for that to be their daddy. No more than that baby asked for you to be their mama. These are facts. These are things these children and these babies is thrown into. And shame on you if you use that as leverage, whether it's through the child, whether it's through the time, whatever it is. Shame on you. We out here judging people for the wrong mess. If you're not going to be what you need to be as a parent, regardless of the fact you think I be wanting to see and deal with certain things, no, but I had to get me out of the way because it's not about me. It's about the fact when I leave here, will they be mentally, emotionally, and physically able to move on? Or will they take the same mess? Because sometimes my calves hurt so bad, my legs is up on my suitcase, y'all. I have been working this past weekend so much, but it's making me sit up. We are always talking about fighting generational curses and don't realize we start a lot of them. We're always saying that that's what we're doing for
and
our
perpetuate,
children.
and we perpetuate
But
them too.
we're growing, and harvesting that generational curse, and then we feed them to our children little bit by little bit to see how much they can stomach. And then we're seeing it because we're seeing it in how they bullying other people. We seeing it how they talk to other people. We seeing how they treat their fathers and mothers, how they treat their boyfriends and girlfriends and all of these different things because we are perpetuating the very thing that we were sent to kill. And until you stand up 10 toes down about what you want for your family, what you want for your children, and what you will not allow to keep on continuing in your life, we're going to keep in this mess. That's just period. I feel like at the end of the day, when it comes to bonus parents, step parents, whatever you want to be, your mama, your Uncle Charles, because sometimes they ain't even saying that this your daddy or none of this. This is your mama good friend. But Uncle Charles showed up for you. There are children that just want somebody to show up. They just want somebody that's paying attention, somebody that's seeing them. The same way we be walking around wanting to be picked up in the spirit, these children are yearning for the very same things. And a lot of our deficits, our children literally starve from. The things that we just had a deficiency in, our children are dying from. I'm just saying.
And there it is. And there it is.
Definitely.